You are now about to witness the audio ramblings of two underemployed ne'er-do-wells as they discuss their favorite movies. Started in 2015 when sitting on a porch in the suburbs of Atlanta, Michael Ben and Philip Shadburn thought the same thought that a million white hipsters thought before. We should start a podcast. And for 9 years, they made dick jokes. They made fart jokes. They argued. They burped on mic. They took months off at a time. And occasionally, they reviewed movies. But this week, we present Final Audio Version Podcast Now. Your last stop shop of horrors, wherein your two final bosses of gore, Michael, it's been a blast Benton, and Philip, I just blasted half a pound of ground beef in my britches Shadburn, guide you to the end of the world of audio-only podcasting. From the blood-spattered bedrooms of Elm Street to the blood-drenched shores of Crystal Lake, this podcast is coming to its conclusion. Yes, sir. We've been called back for one last job. I'm Michael.
I'm Philip.
Holy shit, Buster.
An end of an era.
End of an era. End of an era. Look, real quick, just to get it out, subscribe on YouTube, link will be below, and our Patreon, patreon.com/PMTM. This is the end of the movie review full-length episodes, and for the audio-only podcast listeners, this is the end of this feed.
Yep.
It's still going to be available. All the old episodes, the archive, the hundreds of episodes we've done are still going to be available into perpetuity. And for the YouTube fans and the patrons, we're still going to be making full-fledged movie parodies once or twice a month moving forward. We're going to put all of what we got into it. Currently, we got a Big Trouble in Little China parody that's out with one last full-length review episode for you. But yeah, it's like Phil said, man, we're done.
The end of the audio era.
End of the audio era. How do you feel about it, man?
It feels weird. Like, it's going to be weird not doing these, but it's also going to be like more relaxed. But at the same time, it's like I almost think I'm going to get that itch though.
Yeah, I do too. I mean, look, for all we know,
it is that time of us being like, all right, you got to stop doing one thing to do another thing. So
exactly. I mean, I can see it. Look, for all we know, we'll be back next week being like, we were just kidding. That was the psych.
That would be so shitty.
That would be so shitty. That's like Kiss or the Rolling Stones being like, this is the last one, I promise. You know?
Oh no, it's like rock and roll, and it's like it's like wrestling, where they're like, yeah, I'm retiring, and then they come back again and retire again and come back again and retire again. It's like, what the fuck?
Just retire the first time. I know. Now look. We got a star-studded show ahead, so just bear with us. We got some old fan favorites that are going to be dropping by, hopefully. We started a little late because Philip, he PP'd the keyboard of his computer, and it's shorted, and he had to go
I
borrow
woke up from a crazy dream, and I had to pee, and I PP'd on my keyboard. It still works.
See?
Smells.
Okay, now. Fuck, where do we start? I guess we start at the beginning.
Yeah.
We started this in
Our
2015. Shut the fuck up. We really, all the way to the last episode, you just never learned rhythm. You don't know shit about rhythm.
Listen to the rhythm of the night.
Now, look, we started the show. Phil, this fucking blew my mind a couple days ago when it hit me. We started podcasting in 2015, dude. That's 9 years ago. 9 years ago, man. We were a shade under a decade. We spent slugging it. We were babies in diapers.
Yeah,
We were shit painted boobs.
we were shit painted boobs,
Not
which would be
painted,
bam.
panted.
Oh,
But 9 fucking years ago. 9 fucking years ago. And it went through like a crazy trajectory. So like the first one we started, this is like you and me, we were on a porch, we were on your old porch at your grandmother's house. And we were smoking weed and drinking beers and popping pills. The stuff you
my
do when you're
grandma.
27.
Yeah.
And you just kept talking about, you ever seen this bad movie? You ever seen this bad movie? And I was like, I had just gotten all this sound equipment. I was just getting into podcast heavy, and I was like, dude, that's the fucking show, dude. Is just
Yeah.
you talking about movies, and we started a podcast called Philip Goes to Hollywood.
Philip
You're-
Goes to Hollywood.
yeah, yes, Philip
Sorry.
Goes to Hollywood. You
Yeah,
know,
that was. Let me see. What was our first episode of that? Was we talked about actually like a couple bad movies. It was me, you, and our friend Andrew. We talked about the Don Johnson movie,
A Boy and His Dog.
The Boy and His Dog. Yeah, we talked about how like they hook him up to like this like jizz machine that collects the jizz out of the people, like the men.
Okay, that's weird.
Yeah, I think we talked about a Rowdy Roddy Piper movie that wasn't They Live. It was Hell Comes to Frogtown.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. But it was mostly just drunk, pilled out, loser, fucking
Oh
suburban
yeah.
kids. Just-
Yeah. You ever stay up to like 2 a.m. or 3 and like just watch whatever Netflix had like in the beginning? That was the best Netflix. When you could just turn it on and be like, I have never heard of this. This sounds stupid and I want to watch it.
Yeah, it was definitely during like Netflix being like pretty fucking just giga Chad mode compared to what it
Yeah.
is now, which is just fucking, true crime documentaries for middle-aged moms. But yeah, I mean,
can't-
I remember we had a big Bill Tokarski on. Now, William
Yeah.
Tokarski, if you don't know, he's an Atlanta local. And he was in a pretty viral video around 2015, 2014 called Too Many Cooks that was on YouTube and Adult Swim. Adult Swim produced it.
Say Adult Swim was the big one.
Yeah, and it was a pretty big deal, okay? It was a pretty big deal. And me and Alejandro, my on again, off again filmmaking companion, compatriot, and best friend / guest friend of the show, he might be popping up here in a few. We managed to meet William Tokarski, and we were like, dude, we fucking love Too Many Cooks. He had already been in. I mean, he's like like a character actor, that you see. Like he popped up in Anchorman 2 as a cab driver.
Yeah. I think he's in like a show now. Welcome to Flatch or something. He was a
Oh, really?
side character in that. It has like Sean William Scott in it.
Oh, wow. Good on him, man. I mean, look, Bill Tokarski's so funny because every time me and Alejandro met with him to talk about a film project, he was down, if you can get the funding, if you can afford my rate, and, which isn't like uber expensive. He's a working class stiff, but every time it was like, where do you want to meet? And he was like, let's meet at Manuel's Tavern. I want to have a beer. And he would sit there and he's
a beer guy.
He's a big beer boy, dude.
Every birthday he sends me like those like meme card things where it's like a guy with a beer going like happy birthday.
Yeah, me too. He does it to everybody. He's a really nice guy. He's a little
He's so nice. He takes time out of his life to I'll maybe do 5 happy birthdays in a year for people.
I know. And these are like best friends. I can even forget their birthday.
Yeah, I'm like the day later, hey, sorry about that.
Yeah.
I was having a moment.
I know. The way I always got out of it is try and be funny about it and be like the next day, send somebody a message. Like say somebody invites you to a house party or like a Christmas party, let's say. And I don't go and I don't tell them because I fucking forgot. I'll send them a message the next day that says, hey, I'm not going to be able to make it to your party last night.
It's funny.
It's still douchey, but anyways, William Takarsky, we invited him to come. Invited him. He had the grand pleasure of coming on our early into podcasting. Still haven't figured it out. Didn't figure out our rhythm, which apparently you still haven't. Still hadn't
And
figured out how to be funny on mic. So please drive 2 hours
an hour.
from the opposite side of town all the way to Philip's fucking grandma's house,
That
where
was mine. He was dead.
she was, and thank God, because she was a tyrant. I mean, the whole damn town would people don't know this, but Phil's grandma was Godzilla.
Yeah. And Emperor Hirohito.
She was Godzilla
Yeah.
and Emperor Hirohito.
And a tyrant, yes.
Okay, get out all the bad jokes at the beginning because I need you here, okay?
Bad joke.
He drives all the way across town to get to Philip's grandmother's house. I'm going to keep saying that because it was your grandma's house. I don't know why you're fucking, afraid of the truth.
He was dead and I owned it.
You didn't own it.
I owned it with, it was me, my brother, and my aunt owned it.
Oh,
We
really?
sold it.
Well, I thought, oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Does this matter?
No.
At all? Okay,
Just
cool.
making it sound like I lived with my grandma.
Well, you did live with your grandmother.
Her spirit.
Yeah. She haunted the house.
That's why I moved.
Yeah, I remember one of the first jokes I made on Philip Goes to Hollywood. I said, you were like, my grandmother died of Alzheimer's. It was really sad. And I was like, in this house? And you were like, yeah. And I was like, what if she came back as a ghost that just kept forgetting why she was haunting? And Philip
Ooh, wait, where am
and
I?
I said that on the mic, and Philip texted me the next day, and he was like, "Hey, man, I loved that woman, and that was hell going through her death, and that was shitty of you." And I texted back, and I was like, "You can't say anything anymore. I'm just being edgy, bro, because that's where we were."
You do that where I was like, oh, come on.
I
man.
know. Oh, totally take it back. I feel like a piece of shit for it. But that's where we were in 2015 with Philip Goes to Hollywood, and we also had that fucking. That Ben Franklin impersonator over Barefoot
I was
Bill
gonna say,
Pacer.
his name is, well, what was it?
His name is Bill Pacer, but he goes by Barefoot Bill Pacer because he does not wear shoes. And when I say that, I mean anywhere. Like,
Doesn't wear shoes.
no, he just doesn't wear them. He has like these horrible, calloused, yellow, toe-nailed, fucking grizzled,
And-
fucking hardened concrete feet.
Because I was taken by it because I have a gravel driveway and you might step on glass. I don't know.
He wouldn't feel
Depends.
it. He wouldn't feel it. He wouldn't feel it.
He just walked up and I'm like, oh, he doesn't wear shoes.
Now, we then did that, and at the same time, I did a podcast that was me and Philip, but I was going to be the host of this one, A Permanent Smile. We only did 2 episodes, and they sucked dick. It was me trying to do sort of an edgier Mr. Rogers. Didn't take off. But then Philip and I had the idea of doing In the Can. Now, In the Can was how this episode opened. Okay, it was a very high concept podcast idea where Philip and I would just we would put a fucking boom mic in a room with me and Phil. The audio was horrible, and it was like on purpose. It was like a sociologist had hidden
It was very
microphones. Yeah, for sure, very hipster. A sociologist had hidden microphones in his neighbor's house to study them because they would just sit there and go, dude, I had an idea for a movie, and then it would be 15 minutes of me and Phil rambling about what if and then a big fucking and then Godzilla and he's got a penis and he makes everybody suck it. You know, it was just like absolute trash. But at the same time, Philip reached out trying to do some networking to a friend of his, and we're not going to say names or anything. We're going to keep this anonymous so that they don't know them. And when Phil did that, we got invited on to a very hipstery podcast on the east side of Atlanta called East Atlanta Village. Very hipster, very progressive neighborhood.
Yes.
And Philip and me, while we're progressive, are, especially at that time, very not I'm trying to say this in as least a douchey way as possible, but just I don't know what you would say is like we weren't PC. We were very offensive, comedy based, and we went on a podcast. And I just want to play the intro to the podcast real quick because Phil's
Yes,
begged for this for years, and I went
Oh,
ahead
it's-
and I got a clip, dude. I got a clip. Here it is.
It sticks in my head.
Here it is.
But you don't know me.
Shut up and sit down.
Very Mark Maron, but here we go. Here's the intro.
Welcome back to You Don't Know Me, a podcast about people you don't know. I'm your host, Veeps.
I'm your co-host, Tink.
And today we have two brand new guests on the show, and they actually have their very own podcast. We have...
Filthy.
Michelangelo.
And what's the name of your podcast?
Okay, it is called In the Can with Dr. Randall McNally.
Okay, so that was a younger Philip and May. This is 2017, very early into the Trump administration, by the way. And I don't want to, we don't have time to go into everything that happened, but basically, Philip and I went on this fucking podcast and immediately just made asses of ourselves. Now, I made a very big...
Hated us.
They hated us. Clearly, the person Philip reached out to and was like, hey, we got a podcast. You got a podcast. Can we come on your show? And maybe we don't do guests on In the Can, but maybe we could collaborate and help each other out. Local artists, solidarity, that kind of thing. And we go into this very hipster apartment that, like, on the side of the apartment building, it brags about how all the water is filtered in a very, like, ethical way, and there's no...
They had a big green egg.
They had a big green egg, did they?
Yeah, when we walked...
Of course Philip would notice the fucking grills.
There was the courtyard, yeah. I was
You were
like,
so
they got a
fucking
big green
southern.
egg. Oh, I know. Hey, man, I like my grilled meats.
I don't blame you. Well, now with the big green egg, it's not just a grill; it's a smoker. It's a, you can
Toker.
Yeah, it's a midnight toker, dude.
That's right.
So Philip and I go in there. I'm not going through this whole story because it makes me look bad. I immediately misgender one of the hosts. That was a problem. I got yelled at, and so that should probably have us caught up to... I guess we're going to get there in a second.
Yeah.
Because... Oh, shit. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, I got to skip ahead a little bit here. Alejandro's here.
You told me to come. That's what I did.
You got... Okay. Alejandro's background. Look, my background, for the ones listening at home... my background is Hot Topic because I'm all about memories and I'm an emo girl at heart, and I'm finally admitting that. Phillips is the footprints, Jesus carried me while I was drunk and on pills allegory.
I'm that kind of Jesus.
And Alejandro, what is your virtual background on the Zoom meeting?
I feel a little outclassed here. Mine is a humble bus station, and I figured,
Okay.
since this is the send off, I'm getting on the old Greyhound and setting sail. So that's going to be my theme. A lot of things happen on the Greyhound. So I thought it was humble but deep. You know what I mean?
No, it's because you're leaving.
Yeah,
We're all leaving.
I'm leaving.
Not on a jet plane.
Not on a jet
No.
plane. No, he's leaving on a bus.
Yes,
Yeah.
a jet bus.
On a jet bus. That's right.
Hey.
Jet blue bus?
Yeah,
Nah,
JetBlue.
it's a Greyhound nonetheless. But seeing as Alejandro's here, and yeah, we do have to flash forward for a second. I was still going through the history of everything with Philip before you got here, Alejandro. We were about at the part where we went to an uber progressive podcast in 2017, and because I was an absolute dipshit, I accidentally misgendered one of the hosts, and
And I didn't.
and he didn't, and it was when we were doing In the Can, and I tried to be edgy back then, and how embarrassing that is when I look back on it. A fucking mess,
You're an edgy
man.
You're an edgy fucking dude.
No, come on. I tried really hard to not be more and more. In fact, our latest episode of the parodies available on YouTube, link below, you'll be able to see that I'm still working through that. But because Hondro's here, I think it's time we play. Well, I have the notes here. Let me just read this properly. Sorry, I got thrown off. I got thrown off. Now, look. We need to get the band back together because when I think of horror movies, and we did Slasher Movie Podcast now, so when I think of horror movies, I think of our favorite holiday, Halloween, which means it's time for one final rendition of our on-again, off-again mini podcast within a podcast, Sweet Teeth. Let's start the fucking theme song, and it starts Aura. Teeth! I'm Michael.
I'm Philip.
And I'm Alejandro.
And this is the podcast that's all about sweet treats and the men who love them. Now, we just got out of the Christmas season, or the holiday season for people who hate Jesus to death. So today's mini-sode is about our favorite snacks we like to nibble on during Christmas. So, gentlemen, what do you say we talk candy? Candy. You guys remember all these drops?
Yeah.
No, I do. Phil had a good description of how that made him feel, as I recall.
What?
Do you remember, Phil?
I don't know.
You said it felt like it was being whispered into your ear from behind.
Okay, yeah. You're like tied up in a chair and it's like Saw.
Yes, that's
like
it.
That's so
Michael,
funny.
And you're going, candy.
You know, it's funny. I feel like a solid 90% of my comedy is designed to feel like it's whispered into your ear from behind.
Well, the way it's said is almost like Red Dragon or like Manhunter.
Yeah.
Okay, so
See?
like violently sexual.
Yeah, like I'm not gonna make it out of this.
Sure.
I'm gonna
Oh,
die.
Call Michael the Tooth Fairy, the Sweet Tooth Fairy. You know what I'm talking about?
Sure, yeah. Well, that's what we talk about here. Now, for those wondering why all of a sudden you're in a different podcast within a podcast, we did this a couple times on the main show, where I think for the Halloween episodes a couple years in a row, we would have Alejandro on, because when you talk about a horror movie, so like, say Halloween, I think 2020, we did Halloween, because you got to at some point for when we did Slasher Movie Podcast now. And it was like, well, let's have a little mini episode where Hondro comes on and we talk about our favorite Halloween treats. I think another time we did it, we talked about our favorite, I don't know, Easter candy or something, you know, whatever. But we also did have a failed pilot series we tried. I think 3 or 4 episodes of just a straight-up 30-minute podcast called Sweet Teeth.
Yes. Yeah. No, actually, it's always ripe for the talking. I always felt like, because I feel like no matter what we talked about, you could just go on and on about candy. I think we came up with the idea when we were driving up some huge 9-hour trip. It was actually to DC, wasn't it? And we talked about candy for like 7 straight hours, as I recall. So I feel like we realized there's so much more potential.
No. It was Philadelphia. It was the trip to. It was Philly. Okay.
Did you go to the Hershey place?
I'm sorry?
Did you go to like the Hershey place and like
Danger. Shut the fuck up. You have 30 seconds to shut the fuck up.
bring back memories?
Phil, do you remember that soundbite?
Yeah, it's like every time I hear it, it's like Vietnam all over.
I knew it. I told you, Hondro. Hondro and I talked earlier because I was asking him some questions about the sweet tooth section because Hondro was nice enough to give us, a little bit of his time on on this final episode of the audio only podcast, and I was like, dude. I was looking on the Dropbox and I found some old segments, and they are fantastic. But he was like, "Are you really gonna play the old shut the fuck up alarm for Philip?" And I was like, I gotta do it one last time, baby. He still talks over me. And I never talk over other people.
He's like, you don't talk over the guy who talks over people. You don't do that.
Okay, that's what. See, I'm glad we have the voice of reason here.
No, it's more like the voice of fucking treason, okay? Hondro.
Voice of the season.
And
someone said that.
Some have said that. The people who said that are all dead now.
Oh yeah, yeah, because they talk shit.
Because they talk
and then
shit.
They got dealt with.
Real quick. Okay, gentlemen, Hondro, we can't keep you here all day, so we got to talk Christmas. Candy.
Yeah, I got a bus to catch.
He's got a bus to catch. I got to go get a Smith's T-shirt, and Philip's got to go find Jesus. Okay, we are busy. We are men at an intersection where we may never see each other again. If I go into that fucking mall back there, I might wind up with a really cool fucking "Kiss Me As I Lay Dying" T-shirt and a 19-year-old boyfriend that everybody's like, "Aren't you a little too old for him?" And I'm like, "Shut up," right? Hondro might get knifed the second he goes to the shitter in this fucking place he's at, and Philip.
Oh, okay. I was like, at the
You're at a bus station. No.
I was confused.
No.
Bad.
To be fair, Hot Topic is a really cool fucking just uber punk as fuck place. So you might even get knifed there, bro, to be honest.
Is the T-shirt in the background? Is that a London Calling T-shirt?
I can't say. It's a smaller thing.
Michael, just simply turn around.
Okay, hold on. Yeah, okay, 1 second.
Like, hey, pipe down back there.
Yeah, hey, shut up, you chowder heads. Okay, so look, let's talk candy. Let's get this out of the way, goddammit. One last job, gentlemen. All right? When it comes to Christmas and it comes to candy, what are we fucking with? Let's go round robin. You know what? Let's start with the guest first. Philip, after all these years, we should have some fucking manners. Philip?
Yes. Guest goes first.
Guest goes first. Hondro, take it away. When it comes to Christmas, Christ, Mass, what do you think about what kind of candies you digging in on?
What kind of Christmas candy? Now that's interesting because you know what?
Yeah, I only eat matzo balls.
Right, exactly. Yeah, I don't eat candy. I don't like it. It's too sweet. You know what immediately came to mind? And I'm not even sure if this is my favorite Christmas candy, but it's crisp crinkle. You gotta enjoy a crisp crinkle. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Okay, Philip, what do you think about crisp crinkles? Sorry, I just got split in half. There it is. Okay, visually. and a gentleman from Grinders on his way. Sorry, Philip. Yeah. What do you think about crisp crinkle?
I don't really know what it is, but is it like
Hondro? He grew up poor. You got to remember that.
No.
Oh, Philip, I'm so sorry. You've never had a crisp crinkle. Oh my.
Phil, those are like the little chocolatey snacks with the aluminum foil that's like in the shape of Santa or like an elf or anything like that. Yeah.
Crisp crinkle.
Like, crinkle. Yeah, like the Santa Claus face, but it's like chocolate and like rice, kind of like a.
That's it. You got it.
All right. You know what? I'm going to jump in. And I used to stock. That was a classic candy in my stocking. And my pink stocking, that's for the real heads out there. That's for Hondro and Philip mainly. Yeah, thank you. All right, I told you, I'm not that edgy anymore. Mostly Christmas puns. Anyways, I have never liked and will never like crispy rice I just don't like it unless I'm going full in. If I'm going full bore, I will do a Rice Krispies treat. Oh, you're gonna mock me? Okay, it's my final episode. This might just be the final thing I ever do because I'm being bullied. Okay, I'm being cyber bullied right now. Okay.
Okay. Oh, really? Cyberbullied?
No,
You better be stopped.
No, you. I'm sorry.
No. It's your show. It's you guys' big thing.
Used to be
talking over people. Yeah, well, it still is until it isn't soon. So
Well, people have been wondering why we're ending the show, and it's because Philip went woke.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah. You see his friend right there.
Yeah, when
Jesus is woke.
When I think of woke, I think of Christian fundamentalism.
Me too.
Don't we all?
Again,
makes sense to me.
We used to. Okay, so I don't like Rice Krispied treats. Having said that, when I was a kid, I would throw the fuck down on crisp crinkles.
Yeah.
I
didn't know they had a name. I didn't know they were called that. I just thought it was like Santa Claus had a chocolate thing.
Yeah, it's like you look at it for all of 2 seconds before you shoveled it in. You gotta read the candy. That's what I always do. It's like reading the preface of a book. You have to read the packaging so you know what you're getting into. Maybe because notes. Maybe there's some backstory that might help me contextualize the candy I'm about to eat.
Well, yeah.
So I've been doing that since I was a kid. 1, 2 years.
Is that your number one go-to when it comes to like stocking stuffer candies?
Me personally?
Yeah, Alejandro.
Not me impersonally. It's the first candy that came to mind. But I mean, there's candy canes, but I'm kind of just okay with candy canes.
You know what? No, take a hard stance. Candy canes can fuck off. And if you're one of those fat idiots that's into chocolate fucking candy canes, you're a coos. I'm sorry, gentlemen. I never
liked those.
Fuck them. Why are you doing this to me? Why do you take a candy cane, which already sucks, and you're like, you know what? Hey, the red part, we're going to make that sort of taste like the flavor of fudge. It sucks. It's a fucking ripoff. It's horseshit. I genuinely do not like those.
I don't know the last time I had a candy cane.
I don't even think you eat them anymore. I think you just put them on the tree as decoration. I'd say that's how obsolete a candy cane is these days. I mean, you could eat it, but it's almost like you could eat wax, but you don't eat it. You know what I mean? It's edible.
Unless you were an idiot like me, I would always eat the wax lips.
Oh yeah, you're like waxy.
Yeah. Yeah, just be crying with a mouthful of red wax.
Right. I don't get it.
You don't like candy canes. Get this. So one of the gifts, the little gifts, in the gift
of Christmas
box that my stepsister gave me and my wife had this one huge peppermint fucking lollipop that big around kind of thing,
just
and
a discus.
Yeah, on a stick of peppermint. I'm just like,
oh, so you were like a little Dutch boy with fucking her little curly locks, just like, oh my god, lick.
It has not been opened, but I'm also like, when are we gonna use this? And then I was in the kitchen, and I got it, and as a joke, just hit it on my head, and it cracked, and I was like, well, fuck. This thing is stupid.
Can you explain the joke where you were like, hey, I'm going to whack myself in the head with a big, giant lollipop?
There was no joke to it. I just did it. It was early morning.
Oh, and you're just depressed and pissed off and you got to go to work. And you're just like, fuck this. And just smacking yourself in the head with a big lollipop?
No.
Penance to Christ. He's like, but here's my thing. I'm struggling, Michael, trying to figure out what Christmas candy besides peppermint or the thing. Well, I'm asking the group.
I have a list. I have a list.
You have a list.
I have a list. I'm checking it twice. Okay, so y'all better be naughty, not nice. That's right. Okay, so Christmas tree shaped Snickers, Christmas tree shaped Reese's peanut butter cups, shitty crumbly sugar cookies, often in the shape of a Christmas tree.
Yes.
Is this your list, or is this like, Forbes?
This is
List
Business
of-
Insider.
Right. Yeah, that's what I'm wondering.
Check the stock
This is your
portfolio
list,
on shitty crumbly sugar cookies. No,
Right.
this is my list. When I think of Christmas treats, I do obviously. I think you might have hit it out of the park. Because, like, Lindor treats are very big and popular during this time of the year, but they're kind of popular year-round, right? When it comes to Christmas stocking, Christmassy chocolatey goodness, I do think of Kris Crinkles. And you might have just hit home run out of the park right there. But I got to throw some love towards my usual candies that are pressed into the shape of a Christmas tree. And that will be represented, and we're all about representation these days, Reese's, okay? Not Reese's, Philip, and Snickers.
No, it's Reese's Pieces.
Mm-hmm.
Right, yeah. You truly are a bizarre man. It's like when people take the like a slice out of the middle of the cake.
Oh, that's me.
No. That's you?
Oh, that's me for sure.
That's you?
Oh, yeah.
You
The,
did that?
the slice I take of the cake is the whole cake, my baby. Okay.
Yeah, it's hard for me to argue whether or not, the Christmas tree shaped Reese's. But even technically, Crisp Crinkle isn't an inherently Christmas candy. But
That's true,
but
because they
what?
do
It
have,
makes sense for Christmas.
like year round, they have different shaped. It's not just Crisp Crinkle. A lot of times it's Crisp Crispy. And it's just a
Right,
big fat former senator.
Right. Very heavy chocolate tree.
Right. They'll have a crisp brown, and it's just it's a crisp brown and Rihanna fucking treat.
Right.
There's
Jeffrey Crispstein didn't kill himself. No.
didn't eat himself.
He didn't eat himself, but he's a little gingerbread man with
Oh my
chocolate.
God! Like a little tubby little 5-year-old, and he's sitting there on Christmas morning in his like a little Christmas onesie, and he's just chocolate stains all over his mouth, and he's passed out because he just crisped himself.
It's a tongue twister.
It's a tongue twister. It's a tongue twister. But okay, so let me ask you this, and we'll wrap it up. You're 5 years old. You get your stocking from above the chimney, right?
Yeah.
You get all the candy, right? You get your Crisp Crinkles. You get your fucking Crisp Krispies, right? You get all that, right? You have your entire set, right? You have your Crisp Matthews, right? It's just like the loud,
Just
obnoxious TV presenter. Yeah, right? All right. You have all of those candies, and at the very bottom, there's this big lump in the stocking, and you dump it. Your mom put an orange in there or an apple. Did your parents ever do that shit?
No fruit. Never had fruit. It was always like candy and like small little like Hot Wheels or shit.
Yeah,
like
sure,
that.
like little
Small little,
toys.
like figurines like Spider-Man.
Yeah, or like gift cards or
No.
something. Yeah. You never had
got
that?
it.
It was always an
never got a
orange.
piece of fruit.
It was
Yeah.
always an orange, and my mom would go, fruit can be just as fun. And it was just like, fuck you. Okay, fuck
so
you.
she was Marge Simpson.
Yeah,
It's nature's king.
my
Right,
mom
yeah.
is like Marge Simpson married Mo Sizlak. That's my parents.
That's from what I know, it's pretty damn accurate.
Whereas Hondro's parents are, let me think.
Oh, you're gonna make fun of my mommy.
No, hold on. No,
I
hold
do
on.
know.
That hot country singer episode of where Homer is the manager and she's
Lurleen.
totally trying to fuck him, dude.
Are you saying that Lurleen is that that's my
Your mom's
Is that my mom?
Lurleen, dude. Your mom's Lurleen.
Lurleen? Okay, all right.
And your dad, I'm gonna say your dad is like Snake.
Snake Plissken
No,
or
it's
Snake from
Close.
It's Blake
from
Piskin.
Simpsons.
Yeah.
All right, we got to keep
So
it in the
it's-
family.
Oh,
Oh, real quick before we go, Hondro, I asked Philip what his favorite segments of all time throughout the entire history of the show was. And he said a few that we're going to get to, but he said this one, it's our Harry Hole bit. And I just want to play a little clip from when you were on for the Moonlight episode during Gay May in 2022. Now, for those who don't know, in 2017, a movie came out starring Michael Fassbender called The Snowman, where it's a very serious movie. None of what I'm about to say is a joke at all. He plays a detective who's searching for a serial killer. The detective he plays is named Harry Hole. Okay? This is based off a series of books called the Harry Hole Saga or something like that from Sweden.
Right.
Me and Hondro loved the idea of Harry Hole as like this nebulous character. He's always in headlines. The jokes you're about to hear, they all are imagine if you saw this headline. Like Harry Hole in deep shit, right? It's just he's this nebulous character who's always in trouble. He's a billionaire, or he's a fucking government official, or he's a famous detective, or he's just a bumbling Mr. Magoo type figure. And this is a little highlight series, mostly Alejandro doing these puns from the Moonlight episode we did back in 2022. Alejandro, if you have only a minute and a half, I want to play this before you go.
I have a minute and 20 seconds.
Oh, fuck. All right, let's get started. The guy's name was Harry Hole. Alejandro and I heard that, and we came up with 1,000 jokes in one fucking
it's
day.
easy. I just came up with one now. Harry Hole gets brown nosed.
Harry Hole gets sniffed out.
Exactly.
I don't even think we did that one.
Yeah, no, we didn't.
Harry Hole gets fingered in crime at Fudge Factory.
Exactly right. Yeah. It's like
Harry Hole security gets penetrated.
Harry Hole penetrated by crime family.
Yeah.
Harry Hole gets ripped a new one or something. Or something like
Harry gets ripped a new hole.
Yeah.
Harry Hole and the Bad News Bears.
Harry Hole shits the bed. Harry Hole finally opens up.
Harry Hole bare soul.
Picture of Harry Hole like kissing babies or something, and Harry Hole puckers up.
He's on the campaign trail.
Exactly.
Yeah. He's running for senator.
Harry Hole.
And there's like just a mortified mother shrieking in the background.
There's like Harry Hole gets shivved in prison.
There's something about Harry Hole.
There you go.
Deconstructing Harry Hole.
Deconstructing Harry Hole. I fucking love that. That is so gay.
It should be Harry Hole fingered by Private Dick.
Couple more. Oh, Phil, what do you got, man? What do you got, man?
Okay. Let me see.
Got a round in the chamber here. All right.
Harry Hole pressed to spill the beans. Harry Hole pressed for dirt.
Alejandro. That was you, bro.
Yeah, Harry Hole is bottomless. Harry Hole just keeps on giving, you know?
Harry Hole keeps giving. Alejandro, right. I wanted to say that you were always supportive of the show. You've done, I can't even, like, how many thumbnail and merch designs did you do for us?
Oh, man, no, I had a lot of fun over the years doing photos and, you know, graphics and all that sorts of thing and being a guest. So, yeah, no, it's been a crazy journey. I kind of had to think about it, man. It's been great, and I think you guys have done a great job. And it's bittersweet, but I know that moving on to bigger and better things as well. So
yeah,
I'm excited to do that.
Well, I want to thank you from the bottom of my hairy hole for always being there for not only me, but for Philip and for the fans. And I can't wait to ask you to draw me the Michael Solo podcast T-shirt in the coming weeks. It'll just be me with huge muscles and a lion's mane and like an alien-style mouth within a mouth, but it's a slimy wiener. You know?
There it is. That's gonna be an oil painting above your mantelpiece.
A slimy wiener.
Thanks for all the help, seriously though. And is there any socials or anything you want to plug, or is that just not ready yet?
You know, I'm in a transitional period.
Okay.
In my life, and but I'd say if you're ever wondering what I'm up to, just shout Alejandro Espinosa into the wind, aka Google search, and you'll find something in the New Year's.
He'll whisper back, "No."
Yeah, right. You'll say, "Save us." But yeah, I'm entering my Rorschach phase. That's what I'm entering. Yeah. Thanks for having me, guys.
All right, so real quick, that does it for this episode of Minisode of Sweet Teeth. So that means we got to close it out. Hold on, Hondro. You got to do it. Here we go. Teeth! All right, goodbye, Hondro.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bye, Phil.
Bye, Alejandro.
Bye, Hondro. Oh, he left. Oh, fuck, it's just you again. Shit.
I hope he's going to be okay at the bus station.
He'll be fine. He's headed to Denver to do things while he's dead.
Is he going to get an omelet?
No. Why would he get an omelet?
A Denver omelet.
I've never heard of that. Now he's going to go see his buddy John.
Okay.
John
His
Denver.
buddy. Yeah, he's going to go see John Denver in Denver.
Yeah, that's the joke. Are we ending on bad jokes? Why are you doing this? I need you to be funnier with me right now.
No, we would never end on bad jokes.
That's not how you and I do it.
Never.
Oh, man. It was fun doing fucking Sweet Teeth one last time. But, okay, so we got to get back to the history, the biography of this podcast.
Yeah.
Until we have another fucking person drop by, probably in 2 seconds. But, real quick. Actually, you know what? After everything we just went through, what do you say we take a very quick commercial break, and I found a great commercial to take a break on, so it'll be about 90 seconds. Phil, if you got to piss, go piss, and I'll see you back here in a second, okay?
Cool.
All right.
Down.
Let's take a break.
Do it.
Ahoy, matey! It is I, Captain Beef! And I am here to talk to you, dog owners. Are you tired of your Bichon Frise acting like a Bichon bitch? I know I was. I created a concoction that will turn your bitch dog into a big, strong man like me. And here's what it's... Oopsie poopsie, let me re-say that. Ah, fuck. Let me readjust what I'm saying. Just give me a second. I'm going to readjust what I'm saying. Okay. What I'm trying to get across to you is that, basically I'm really big and muscular, and I wish my dog would be too. So here's what I've made. It's basically Alpo with 400 milligrams of caffeine, 150 milligrams of protein each teaspoon, creatine galore, B12, Oxycontin, Tears of a Clown, Benadryl, ginseng, kratom, aspirin, Flintstones vitamins, trucker speed, anabolic steroids, crushed up stink bombs, fingernail clippings, toenail clippings, iceberg lettuce, shards of a 5-finger death punch CD, unpaid parking tickets. But here's the rub. I feed my dog, but I haven't made it for other people. Please reach out to my number, which is provided in the link below. Oh, wait. You can't see me. You can only hear me. Just go to that. I'm sorry for having wasted your time.
Oh, God, I forgot about all those fucking fake commercials we used to do.
Oh yeah, the Ultimate Warrior stuff.
Yeah, 100%. So we got to get back to the lore, though. We were telling a whole story here, right? So, after we did all that stuff with Bill Tokarski and all that kind of shit, we bounced for a while. And we took a break for about 6 months or a year, and then Philip and I came back and we were like, you know what? I'm not done podcasting. Are you done podcasting, Phil?
Hell no.
So we're going to do something that's just basic as shit. Philip and I at the time, this 2017, we were super into listening YouTube clips of Opie and Anthony, the old radio show from, the 2000s. And so we started the Philip and Michael show. Right, which was basically just, there was no point to it, there was no subject, it was just edgy 2017 come town style kind of bullshit riffing. Mm-hmm. And then we decided after a while that we always talk about 80s action movies. Like Philip and I are huge 80s action guys, as I imagine most of you know at this point. So we transitioned to PMS with a Vengeance, and I found one of the songs we used for that.
Ahoy, matey!
That is not it. All right, hold on. Here it is. This is the PMS with a Vengeance theme song we did for a while, and it's interesting. Here it is. I just got to play it real quick.
3, 2, 1.
Fill up and Michael are back with a vengeance. Fill up and Michael are back with a vengeance. A vengeance.
And that's basically what we were doing for a while, was just talking about action movies and just going through just anything, everything you ever wanted to know about action movies, but we're too afraid to ask. That's what we did for, a solid 20, 30 episodes.
It was almost a year.
It was almost a year, maybe like 40, 50 episodes, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you and I have always been inconsistent podcasters. Like, we'll be crushing ass for 6 months, just doing weekly episodes, tons of research, fucking bits, all that kind of stuff. And then there'll be like a month where we're just like, I feel mildly sad. I don't want to podcast. And then we won't.
Do this.
So like the second we're building up steam, we just bounce. But to talk about a bit of our history, see what he remembers or doesn't, we do have a guest. Second guest of the episode, guest friend of the show, one of my very best friends in life. Phil, it's time for a Willness check. Will Pitt, how the heck are you?
Hey, buddies. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Can't see you, but we can certainly hear you.
Well, I'm busy cooking in the kitchen.
Oh.
I don't know why, but the spirit moved me tonight to cook a bit. So,
what are you cooking?
What you cooking?
I am cooking up some mushrooms into a red wine reduction.
Jesus Christ. That sounds so good.
It's a little bit of mixture of trashy and classy to mix up with our chicken marsala
hamburger helper
microwave meals.
Oh, okay. No, I do that where you church up like a cheaper meal. Yeah. Fuck yeah, why not?
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, well, it's also because my partner in life, the love of my life, Emily, is vegetarian, and I'm also trying to reduce my meat consumption.
Wait, has she always been vegetarian? I don't know if I knew that.
No, but she still eats meat. It's just, she, for health reasons and, all that kind of stuff, she's cutting back on meat. And same thing with me.
Oh, really? Because we're still doing 2014 epic bacon memes. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I've been eating.
No. Chavoy still eats some bacon.
No, yeah, sure. No, I'm just saying, like, the level of appreciation of people's different diets. We're just still at like that, like the undeal withable level of obnoxious Reddit bro.
You're still like, JP Sears, a la 2013.
Friend of the show, friend of the show, JP Sears. Yeah, hasn't been on in a while. Yeah, he hasn't been on since Philip and I, at the same time, jinxed ourselves by saying he sucks dick. So, we were going over the history of the podcast, and so if you remember any of this stuff, or just to hang out for a sec, I had to catch us up a little bit, because we started a little late. Philip, again, like we talked about, he accidentally pee-peed himself, and it leaked onto the computer, so it took him a minute to get onto the Zoom call. He was at his grandma's house, where he lives with her. Just making Phil mad. I don't know why that made you mad, that joke. Okay. So, we basically talked about...
was born to a merchant,
so
and a milk frau, one Michael Benton, decided to start a podcast with this guy named Phil.
Yeah, basically. Oh, no, hold on. We already did the big intro, but yes, I love the voice you were doing.
Man, you told the story already?
Yeah, I told the story. I told the greatest story ever told. But I was talking to Philip about, like, so what were your favorite moments throughout the podcast history? Now, there's two different versions of this story, right? Philip never listens to our podcast. Probably smarter, maybe even mentally healthier. I listen to every fucking episode multiple times.
Well, yeah,
Michael,
like,
that's because you're a professional and Phil is not.
Yeah, that's true. Like, I'm listening to the audio levels, I'm editing it, but then, later, I'll put it on and just be like, that was a good episode. Did a good job there, you know?
Yeah, I mean, like, when we do it, whenever I've been on an episode, I always listen back just to see how my performance was and see how I can improve it later, because I want to actually improve.
Yeah, whereas Philip's just like, I just talk for, I feel like Philip, and correct me if I'm wrong here, okay? Because this has always been my assumption, and it's the last episode. Just tell me what you think, okay? And I'm not trying to be rude or anything. Like, everybody's got their different approach. I've always felt like, for you, when it comes to the podcast, you just see it as talking to your buddy. Whereas for me, I always saw it like, no, we're doing a thing here. Does that make sense?
Yes,
so, like, for you, you're like, it's a conversation I had last week. I don't need to listen back to it.
For the most part, but I do go back to a lot of different episodes. But when it comes to, like, the doing, like, the audio stuff, I like it. I enjoy it. I love it. But there's that part where it's like, where it is exhausting to where, like, going into the video format, for me, I love the idea. Plus, it's not just me talking, it's me actually doing stuff. If you know what I mean?
It's you acting.
You get to perform. You get to be a performer.
Yeah. Yeah, and
I mean, like, you're a wrestler. You like to be a ham. I mean, like, I get it.
Yeah, exactly. No, 100%. I get that. Yeah. So, like, you want that pop from the audience. You don't care about, like, the, like, milder conversational aspect of podcasting where it's just like, yeah, I felt this way about the movie and stuff. You want it to where you're like, I am Iron Man, and you're sweaty and fat and you got a fucking 2-liter of sody pop.
Exactly.
Yeah, sure.
I am Snake Billskin.
No, that's not. No. I think, like, my thing with it is, I mean, we also did the audio version of this show. Jeez, you say 2015?
Yeah, we've been doing it 9 years, man.
9 years, and it's time for a change. It's like,
really?
Yeah, it will. Blew my fucking mind when I was pulling a bunch of clips and stuff for this episode, and I was looking at the fucking like the RSS feed, and I was like, 2015? What the fuck? Like, we didn't.
Where was I in 2015?
You were. Well, you were with a partner, but
I was still in college.
Yeah, you were still in college. You were still doing your filmmaking, like your early short films and stuff. You had a totally different life back then, and that's something I wanted to talk about.
Very different.
I wanted to talk about it at the end of the episode with Philip, but you also the past couple of years. But if you just look at 2023, the three of us went through massive fucking changes. Like, especially you two, like, Will, you had a kid last year, of course, but like this whole year, you've been a new dad, which, and this is not a diss, when I say, and I think you would agree, knowing you, is like 5 years ago, I did not see that being the case.
Yeah, I didn't see that coming either.
No, but you fucking, you have owned it. You've been great. You're clearly built to be a great dad and a great, I mean, I'd say stepdad also, but I just feel like you're just a dad for both of them. And you're crushing it. Philip, you've got a kid on the way. You got married all within this year, all within a couple months of each other. But even more important, fellas, stop. Even more important than all that stuff, I lost all my pandemic weight.
You did.
Thank you. Come on.
Congratulations.
No, don't stop. Come on. Let's keep it coming. No, but
I was like one of the few people that actually lost weight during the pandemic.
See, I don't get it, man. I thought I was doing that until 2021, and then like.
No, because what happened was, initially I just manically started doing a bunch of yard work, like intense yard work.
I remember that. I remember you bragging about how much, like, you were like, dude, I'm almost like Japanese, like how good I'm getting at just like being like super chill in my garden. I remember you saying,
good.
Yeah, exactly.
Like an infiltrate. It's like the yard.
Well, he also he was just
yard's a soothing thing.
Repeat, Phil, for Will. He didn't hear you.
Taking care of a yard is a soothing thing.
Well, in my case, it wasn't necessarily all that soothing because I was doing it for, I was having a manic episode out of anxiety and fear.
He had a reaction.
But I did that, and then we all know what else happened to me in 2020, right? And so during that period, when I was going through my divorce, I
thought you meant the right.
Yeah, I was doing like 4 to 5 mile walks in the woods and in the walking trails at the school by my house. So I was like going for walks for multiple hours a day, just walking. And so, yeah, I lost a bunch of weight. Dropped down from wearing, XL and large shirts to mediums, and able to kind of sort of fit in the small, even though it wasn't necessarily all that flattering. But yeah, I lost like 20 something pounds.
Yeah, like you when I first met you.
I gained back all of my
yeah, but you could even call that like happy weight or stressful, like good stress weight. You had a family and shit.
Yeah, exactly.
But and look, we're all doing good under Bidenomics, and I feel like Will started out on the podcast as sort of like, I mean, I don't want to like say slurs or anything, but kind of a commie, lefty, pinko, and like now that Biden, no, that's not true. Come on, let's not lie. Now that Bidenomics has, done so well, Will's like just like your classic, just like center left guy, and he's doing great.
Oh, if only.
If only you could afford to have those opinions.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I know. But
at this point, I can't afford it. No.
Well, I'm happy for both of you. I think you're both doing great. Phil here is about to be a dad in middle of February, give or take-ish.
Yeah,
no, muzzle top.
9th, but it could be a week early. It could be, but.
Yeah, it's been a while since I saw your gender reveal. Is it a boy or a girl?
It's a boy.
It's a boy. Y'all got a name and everything picked up?
Yeah, his first name is Adrian Dylan Koa Shadburn. Koa.
No, Adrian.
Koa.
Is that why?
So he's kind of a they be then, if his name's Adrian, right?
Could be. Yeah.
I loved you. No, your answer was really sweet, I think. You were just like, could be. I don't know. I haven't met the baby yet. That's actually,
yeah, honestly, like
I love that.
I mean, Phil, samesies over here,
Yeah. You don't know yet, but I think you guys took hey, Will get this, but Phil, I hate to say it, man, because I know you and I are all about crushing commies and diming on them and calling the State Department every couple of days anytime we pass a weirdo with fucking a mustache on the street. But I think both of you took a great leap forward this year. I'm saying you guys starved millions of people to death, okay? No. Okay, so look, let's get a little bit more focused here because we only got Will for a little bit. And seriously, thank you so much for swinging by. I appreciate that on the goodbye episode. Phil told me, I was asking him, what are some of your favorite moments of all time from the show, right? Now, Will, this is going back a while, so I got to ask you, this is probably the Rocky series, Phil. Would that have been 2018, I think? 2018? 2019?
2019.
2019, okay. So we were still doing the action movie podcast version of the show, and Will, are you, or have you ever been, or will you ever be a fan of any of the Rocky series or Creed?
I don't know, because the only one I've ever seen was 4.
That's so funny. That's so funny for us because before we started the mini series, I'm about to play a clip.
Well, I mean, I watched it for your show, guys.
Oh my fucking God. Did we wind up doing that episode? I feel like we didn't, did we?
I can't remember.
I think I canceled on you because of scheduling issues, because I remember that because you had just gone through your going like left phase politically. And I was like, well, this is fucking America versus the USSR. Let's have a guest for this, Will. And you had texted me your opinions on it. You had some really interesting, like, kind of breakdown on it. I don't know if you even remember it anymore. And if so, after I play the clip, I'd like to hear any opinion you might have on it. But we canceled that because you're not on that episode. I just remembered you're not, and you fucking should have been. But real quick, before you say your opinion, let me just real quick play a clip from Phil's favorite thing we ever did, and probably mine too, or one of Phil's favorite and my favorite. This is the introduction for the first Rocky episode of the miniseries we did, The Rocky Road to Creed 2. At the time, Creed 3 hadn't come out. But this is from the very first. This is us covering Rocky 1. So here's a little clip real quick, and then we'll talk about it.
The year is 1976. America is celebrating its bicentennial. And after a tumultuous decade of riots, assassinations, an unpopular war, and a corrupt presidency ending in resignation, Lady Liberty needed a shot of relentless optimism to her butt cheeks. Enter Rocky. Written by and starring an up-and-coming actor with a giant head and an incomprehensible way of speaking, this story of a Philadelphia bum went on to win Oscars for Best Editing, Director, and Picture. For the next 2 months, my co-host Philip, say hey Philip, hey, and me, Mike Mule, will be covering the Rocky series from Part 1 through Creed 2. Phil, you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, let's do this.
I got to play the intro song. It's so good. Here it is.
It's about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take. That's how winning is done. And not pointing fingers saying you ain't where you want to be because of him or her or anybody. Cowards do that, and that ain't you. You're better than that.
You're listening to an old clip from the Rocky miniseries we did. Man, Phil, I gotta say real quick, I still love that fucking the Rocky speech from Rocky Balboa.
Yeah, me too. And the way that that intro went when he started talking positive, that song from Night Flight came on.
Yeah, who was gracious enough. So YouTube is going to absolutely copyright strike us for using that song, but I have to say, and I'll write them an email and file a complaint. But the lead singer of Night Flight Orchestra. Well, it is. Well, it's not just that. The lead singer of Night Flight Orchestra gave me and Philip the go-ahead to use it for the Action Movie Podcast as our intro theme song.
Oh, shit.
Yeah,
Cool.
yeah. The dude was so fucking chill, dude. I reached out to him on Facebook Messenger on their fan page, I would imagine. And I was like, hey, I was like, hey, we love this song. It's exactly what we need for the podcast that we're doing. It's about 80s action movies. We're huge fans. We love that record, and I would love it if I could use that song because every song by Night Flight Orchestra sounds like a fucking 80s montage sequence, so it's like they're perfect. And the guy got back.
And what's funny about that band is that they're like, I think it's a few members of the band. They did Night Flight Orchestra, but they're like a Swedish metal band that did that for
Yeah, they're like
fun.
the Me First and the Gimme Gimmes type deal, but for Swedish metal bands. They're like, okay, this is going to be our goofy side project, but they're all from big Swedish metal bands.
Yeah.
Are we talking Swedish death metal bands, or are we talking?
Let me look it up. Hold on, real quick, since we're talking to a metalhead. Hold
Are
on.
we talking Grave? Are we talking?
No, I got you. Let me see. Night Flight Orchestra.
Talking Entombed.
All right, so I just looked them up. They are a.
It'd be so hilarious if they were members of Entombed.
No. So they're from. Here are the bands that are listed on their Wikipedia. Soilwork, one word.
Soilwork, that's hilarious.
Arch Enemy, a melodic death metal band.
Oh my god, yeah, Arch Enemy, yeah, absolutely, I know Arch Enemy.
And Spiritual Beggars, a stoner metal band.
I don't know them.
Okay.
But I'm not necessarily in the stoner metal world, but I will say that the latest record from Green Lung, if you're into stone metal, is very, very good.
Recco, there it is, ladies and gentlemen. You weren't going to get away from this episode without a Recco.
Yeah, they're like Ghost if they listen to more Black Sabbath than Blue Oyster Cult.
Oh, sweet. Okay, that's awesome. That's awesome.
Pretty awesome.
Okay, so you like
Green Lung? Get it? Green Lung. Get it? Like green lung.
Hold on, real quick. Hey, Phil.
Inhaling the green into your lungs.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I'm hip. Yeah, absolutely. I listen to a lot of.
I know.
Hey, Phil, real quick. Hey, Will, plug your ears real quick. Phil. Hey, Phil.
Yeah.
What is? I don't get the pun. I don't understand. What is he talking about? Like with the green lung. I don't get it.
Hey, hold on. Wait, did you mean plug my ears with my headphones? Because that's what I did.
Oh, no, you're good. No, and I was joking with Phil. I know what green lung means. Yeah, absolutely. Could you unplug your ears real quick with the headphones? Could you deplug your head from those for 2 seconds? There we go.
No, I'm afraid.
Oh, he's just going to keep listening. Okay. Phil, I'm going to whisper super low so he doesn't hear me, okay?
Okay.
Thank you. What does the pun green lung mean?
Maybe it's about marijuana.
Oh, no. Oh, is that what kids still like? Grass and stuff like that? That's okay. Yeah, no, hey, no unethical consumption under capitalism, I guess. Okay, fine. If they want to fucking ruin their lives and be dopes.
Well, kids today, like marijuana is basically like vitamins to them. So
Yeah, it really is. They're all like Joe Rogan basically now. They're just like,
Yeah.
yeah, you smoke weed and you listen to people on TikTok who don't know what they're talking about, and then you repeat it. It's not just boomers. I'm sorry, it is not. No, I have to say this, Phil. I'm sorry to cut you off, brother. It is not just boomers anymore who fall for the stupidest shit on the internet.
No.
It is absolutely everyone now will just be like, it's not just right wing stuff. I've seen people who just are like, did you know Israel invented the nuclear bomb? And it's like, that's not true, and that's not the problem with Israel right now, brother, okay? So, like, let's be focused here. I saw a documentary on TikTok. There is no documentary on TikTok. Stop right now, okay? The problem is Gaza, and that's really bad, and that sucks. And he's like, no, you understand? Like, no, he's like, shut the fuck up. But anyways, we're not here to talk.
You know, West Bank too. We're not here to talk about.
You know, everybody's talking about the West Bank, but fucking East Bank, bro. Is that a real place?
What about the Outer Banks?
Let's not joke about that.
Phil.
Since, you know.
Hold on. Just unplug for a second. Hey, Phil. Hey, I told you not to joke about stuff like that.
Okay.
Because it does suck what's happening over there.
It's all me. Okay.
Yeah, okay. Like, I know you think you look really cool right now, and to be honest, you do, and I wish you dressed like that constantly because you look like a porn director. But,
yeah,
like, let's not joke. Let's not joke about, like, genuinely, let's not joke about genocide. I don't want to do that.
Okay.
This is the final episode? Okay. Okay. I'm already sitting here looking like fucking Nick Fuentes by accident, so let's not fucking, fucking be even worse, okay? Okay, so let's talk about... Phil, you have a friend who's on the show right now. His name is Will. See how I saved that? Will, before you go, can you finally, after all this fucking time and after all the trust and stuff we've built up together over these... God, the fuck, man, I've known you 15 years, since 2009.
Yeah.
Fuck, that's like literally half our lives. Because I'm 29.
Yes, you're 29.
Will, can you finally apologize for suggesting that we do Tucker and Dale versus Evil?
No.
Why no? You going to strong arm us?
I didn't strong arm you.
Phil, you remember the Tucker and Dale versus Evil episode?
Yeah, I remember. I didn't like it after seeing it again.
See, because the thing is, I suggested we do it, and y'all were all like, "Oh hell yeah, let's do it!" Because we all remembered how much we liked it. I just happened to still like it, and you guys ended up not liking it upon your viewing.
So you're not going to apologize?
No, I stand by that. And you know what? Conflict is good radio.
That's a very good point.
It really is. He's not wrong.
I'm not. I reject nothing.
I know. People have said for years that I pick on Philip on the show, and it's like, no, I want Philip to fucking disagree with me for once so we can have interesting goddamn podcasting. And Philip is frightened of conflict. Like, I'm not kidding when I say that. Like, I'll be like, he'll be like, dude, you know what we should talk about? We should talk about like the Marine with John Cena. I'll be like, yeah, okay, and then we'll watch it, and then I'll come back and be like, that movie sucked. And he's like, no, I'm kidding, I hate it too. And it's like, motherfucker, stand up for the movie you like. It's okay.
Okay. So you say that now. So hey, Phil, look me in the eye. Look me in the eye, Phil.
Look him in the eye, not put your ear up to the fucking keyboard. Look at the green dot at the top of your Mac. Look at the green dot. Phil, look at the green dot at the top of your Mac. It's the lens. There.
Look my avatar in the eye. Did you actually dislike Tucker and Dale, or were you just agreeing with Mike?
I did not like it after the other view.
See, he's closing his eyes. He's closing his eyes. He's scared of conflict. No, Phil, this is the final episode. We will solve this in the next 60
what are you
seconds.
About, Michael? You liked it more than me.
Look at the green dot. Look at the green dot and answer Will.
Phil, if you lie to me, I'm punching you in the face next time I see you. Look me in the eye. Did you actually dislike Tucker and Dale? or were you just agreeing with Mike?
I actually disliked it. It looked like a TV. It just.
Oh my God, he's like soiling himself as he talks, dude. Look how uncomfortable he is.
My God, someone get the powder girl on his
I
forehead.
know, and he's also super pale, and he looks like he smells too.
Like, ooh.
Oh, Phil, I'm sorry. How about this?
Phil, I love you.
Phil,
I love you, Philip.
I know you do.
Phil, we love you, but Will, we love you even more, and I appreciate the absolute shit out of all the years that you've
and I still do enjoy Chuck Dale.
Okay, look, that's the final word on the matter. Is he still loves it? Phil is lying to impress me by saying he doesn't like it, and
I don't like it.
And my favorite episode that I did with you guys, was one of my personal favorite movies of all time, even though the politics of it are absolutely fucked. The motherfucking Patriot.
I knew you were going to say that, and I tried to pull a
That was
clip
a
from it
fun
earlier, but the fucking...
That was a great episode.
Dude, you being on the Patriot is one of my all-time favorite episodes, and I want to thank you a whole burlap sack full of loving you for being with us when we did the Patriot, when we did our post-America wrap-up shows. We did a couple of those. You and I famously got into an argument about North Korea that was really enlightening and fun.
Yeah. A couple of those got a little out of hand.
They got a little out of hand. We were drinking whiskey. But
I got excited.
You got excited
about talking about leftist politics.
You're a big lefty, and you got a lot of stuff to say about it, and we appreciate that. And look, even fans have reached out and just been like, with the North Korea one, they were like, I don't know. I looked into some of the stuff Will was saying, and I'll try and find the email. And they were like, I looked into some of the stuff he was saying, and I don't know if you were right about that. And I was like, fuck you and fuck Will. No, but I love you to pieces, and I really appreciate you always hanging out with us and being willing to do probably only like 10 or so episodes over the past 9 years, but when you showed up, you showed the fuck up.
I almost took Phil's spot.
You almost took Phil's spot to be... Look, we're going to get into that.
The coup d'etat.
Oh, we're going to get into it. It was an insurrection. You Jan 6'd Philip. You didn't win, but you got close. And I Mike Penced at the last second.
I almost pulled an October Revolution on his ass.
Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Oh, shit, dude. All right. Philip's going to fucking go whiskey rebellion himself into the couch at the end of this. Okay, I'm trying to think of other insurrections.
I mean, if you say February Revolution, you're naming like 7.
Okay. How about the third one? The third February Revolution was pretty sick.
So you're saying the third one, so like the third one in France in 1848. Probably,
They just couldn't stop. I fucking told you. I saw Napoleon the other day, and I was just like,
19th century France, very unstable.
I'll tell you, not just unstable. I'll tell you right now, is like the rah-rah part of me, the rah-rah America part of me is just like, what the fuck, man? We were almost gentlemen about it. Compared to these fucking whack jobs. Holy shit.
Look what we got.
Well, I gotta say, hey, we got the best country in the goddamn world. Philip, back me up now.
We got the inheritor of English imperialism.
Excuse me, Will, I just proved our point again. Philip is scared of conflict. If it was the American Revolution, he would have been a loyalist. I know you would. You'd be a royalist cocksucker.
I could have been.
See, he even agreed with that. Philip. Then you know what? This show's not done. We're going to continue, and no, I'm just kidding, but we're going to start a new podcast called Philip Goes to Goddamn Therapy, okay?
Let's do it.
And watch the therapist we interview at some point just turns to me and goes, you seem way more fucked up. Why did you bring microphone equipment into this fucking therapist's office?
This seems okay.
Well, look, I know you got hamburger helper with red wine on top to serve to your family, and so we got to give you a big thanks for showing up for the final episode. Seriously, I appreciate it. And because we're doing the fucking The parody films still, this is not the last you will have heard of Will Pitt teaming up with Philip Shadburn and Michael Bean Town.
And you know, I'm here to help you guys out any way I can. You know that.
Zip, flop. Oh, really, bro?
Oh, yeah. Oh, really?
Okay. Well, thanks a bunch, man. Love you to pieces.
All right. Love you guys.
All right. Bye.
See you soon.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye. Awesome. Okay. So, Phil, look, you got read the riot act on that one, and that was not fair. But having said that, I got to piss. Let's take a quick commercial break. And here's another one. I think you're going to like this one, too. We've only done one commercial break so far, right?
Just one, yeah.
Okay. So let me get this going, and I got to go piss.
All night, brother.
Oh, yeah. Oh, man, we're already about an hour and a half in almost. So we got another 45 minutes, an hour, and then we're done forever. I got to piss. You got to piss. Here's a commercial break. We'll be right back.
Booey, my slop hole sure is filth. I'm looking for a way to excommunicate my guts from my butts. Thinking about spreading my old beef curtain, get down to skirting and spurting. Oh, my rumbling, bumbling, start about tumbling. And my tummy hurts, and my back door squirts. So if you want to buy what I'm selling, bitch, you better get to yelling. Here's what you gon' yell. 1-800, I want some that too. Again, 1-800, I want some that too. Extension 4811287896. You gon' give my sister first. She's a tough cookie now, but she gon' understand cause you callin' cause she know what I got what you want. So just get it fixed on that. So do this. Call me, Ishmael, but also call me at 1-800. So I want some of that too. I don't know. Just call me. I know who you is, but I don't love what you ain't. Now let's get back to the show.
What the fuck? Philip, where are you?
I'm coming.
I'm a-coming? You heard the fucking thing not having audio and you just didn't do anything.
Well, hang on.
You dork. Final episode, and we're dealing with radio silence, you big pooper.
Sorry, I had to pee longer than I thought I did.
Yeah, me too, man. I had a lot of fucking pee-pee. That's interesting. Okay, sweet. Now, we got more to talk about, Phil. Fuck, we did so much podcasting over the past fucking 9 years, man.
We did a whole lot of shit.
Yeah, and they were all like different angles on it and stuff, so we were supposed to have a third guest. I don't know if he's going to be able to do it. Can you just talk for a minute? Just talk to me and don't stop talking so I can send a text real quick.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I totally forgot about that last thing that we played. It was
same.
So, do you have the audio to the back scratchers? Do you remember that one?
No.
Shit. It was the Ultimate Warrior doing back scratchers.
I know. I tried finding it. I couldn't find it. I have a couple more if you want to hear them.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, give me a sec. I'm trying smoking. Hold on. There we are. Okay. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
You mean it?
I means it.
I can hear you, baby. Let's see. Okay. All right, hold on. Let me try and find this. Okay, let's see. Okay, so Philip's got a friend who has a show. or at least he used to have a show, Dane Alves.
He still has a show.
Okay, so we went to school together. Dane Alves is a fellow graduate of the city of Boston. That's how you say Boston if you're from Boston. You say Boshtown. And Philip and I, this is going to mean nothing if you don't know who Dane is, but just imagine this. We were going to have Dane on the show in our first episode, and he couldn't make it. So instead, we made this weird voicemail message that I edited together that we sent him. and here it goes. All right, and let's go to Dan. Dan.
Hold on, wait. I think Dane.
Hey guys, it's Michael from the Philip and Michael Show, and up next we got what's his name?
Dan.
Okay, let's go to Dan. All right, and let's go to Dan. Dan Alf, right? Dan Alf. Dan Alf. Dan Alf. Dan. Okay, let's go to Dan.
I like how it, like in the end, it just becomes a Tom Waits song.
Yeah, I know. I know exactly. By the way, thank you for that fucking Tom Waits gift. Philip got me a photo album of Tom Waits nudie photos, and they are like, he's mainly just doing goatsy, but I still appreciate it from like an artistic kind of hipster jazz man kind of angle, if that makes sense. Okay, let's go back to talking about the history of the show. Right, we're in the fucking final hole of this, and so we got to talk about it. The third guest we were going to have on couldn't make it because, of course, Jimmy couldn't fucking make the time to do it.
He was asleep.
We were going to have Jimmy on. Yeah, he was asleep. But Jimmy couldn't do it, and we love him to pieces. He was only on the show maybe 3 or 4, 5 times tops, but he was on one of my all-time favorite episodes we did where it was, you have a guest on, and you say, hey, what movie do you want to talk about, because they were the guest. And he said, The Lost Boys. Now, I've never been a big fan of The Lost Boys. And if I recall correctly, you've never been a big fan of The Lost Boys either, right?
Not really. I thought it was cool when I was like 9, and then after that, I was like, "This movie sucks."
So I don't have a clip.
It sucks. It's just kind of gay.
Well, in 90s kid terms, it's kind of gay means it sucks, does it not?
True.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know why you fucking hedged your bets on that. No, I didn't think it sucks. I just thought it was kind of gay. That doesn't mean you like it, kind of. But so I don't have a clip from this one because it was hard to find, actually. And I don't know why. But I do have a couple clips I do want to play. And these are funny to me. One is Philip made a poo. Do you remember this?
I'm not sure.
This is Philip. We used to make ad breaks.
Okay, the ads.
So the ads we used to do were for, look, in 2016, 2017, 2018, if you started a podcast, you automatically, free of charge, didn't matter how many listeners you had a fucking sponsor. Do you remember what the sponsor was?
No.
Audible.com.
Audible, okay.
Yeah, Amazon has an audiobook company called Audible, and to this day, because I'm still listed in their partner program, even though I pay nothing and they take literally 0 cents from the show that we ever make, I can get any audiobook I want for free to this day. I mean, if I want to buy 10 in one day, I'm not going to be able to get that for free. But if I get like one a month, I get that for free. And I listen to audiobooks pretty irregularly. So, Phil, I haven't paid for a fucking audiobook in 7 years, 8 years, because of this old partnership program they had. I don't know if it's like an error they have. But so because of that, we used to build into our show. If you've listened to the show for the past 3-4 years, you'll notice we don't have ad breaks because we never got enough listeners and stuff like that, to be perfectly honest, to make them wait 30 seconds for ad sponsors, you know. Having said that, this is one we had from the first couple of years of signing up. And it's an ad break. It has nothing to do with Audible, though. So what we used to do was first 20 minutes, you and me rambling. Then it was like, hey, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back, right? So that was when you could insert the Audible ad, which was just go to audible.com. They have tens of thousands of fucking audiobooks for your listening pleasure. Go to audible.com/PMS, I think was our login code, right? Or, deal code or whatever. But I didn't want them to just feel like they're going to ads, so we made fake ads too. So fake ads, bitch. So that they would fake ads, bitch. So they would feel like they're not just being shoved a bunch of ads in their face, because who the fuck likes commercials, right? So this is an ad that I don't think it has anything to do with fucking anything, but here it is. You ready? Okay, it's only a minute long, and it's literally just you farting and destroying Earth. Here it is.
I'm Philip, and you're not, and that's what I wanted to get to. Guys, it's me, not you. Oh my god, my asshole is shitting! My ass is shitting! I just shit my fucking pants. How do I clean this up?
That's it. That's the ad. That's not even an ad. It's not even a fake ad. It doesn't even say for 2 seconds, "By Philip just shit his britches diapers" or something. It's not even a fake ad. It's literally just you going, oh my, oh, I'm shitting my ass off. Oh my God.
Everywhere.
Oh my God. Phil. Okay. So let's get back to the biography. Okay. Hey.
Okay.
Don't you fucking be a little fucking pussy like I see on your fucking cunt face right now, you fucking piece of shit cocksucker. I know you're like, oh my God, this episode's going forever. I want to eat. And I don't blame you. I'm starving too, okay? But it's like, we got to do it. We got to do it. We had 2 guests in a row pretty much. We got to do it, man. You ready to do it? Can you hang in a little bit?
Oh yeah.
Come on. It's the last time you and I are ever going to do this. Do you need to get some food?
I'm ready.
All right, cool. Here we go. So we were doing, where were we? Action Movie Podcast Now, okay? We did the Rocky Road to Creed 2. Now, when Will was the guest a little while ago, we played the Rocky intro. I'm still, and this is going to sound very like self-indulgent, self-aggrandizing or whatever, but I'm very proud of the Rocky Road to Creed 2. I'm very proud of it. And I'm proud of how there were episodes where you and I were talking about how much that movie series means to us, and you and me both teared up.
Yeah.
You were talking about, I think, your childhood dog Shooter had just passed. And you were talking about your mom, obviously, and I was talking about my mom, and I was talking about my childhood dog, Jack. And, like seriously, it's the closest we got to the perfect meld in my mind is between you're laughing your ass off and you feel like you could cry because it means a lot to you.
Yeah.
You know? And, damn, you look shit-faced right now, to be honest. It's the last episode. I don't care how you feel. I'm just asking.
Yeah, this episode, I probably am. I had a cold. Well, I have a cold and took some Dayquil.
On the last episode, then have some more beer. Get rowdy. Come on. Come on, man. It's the last episode. All right, take a big chug and wake the fuck up. I need you, brother. We got another hour left. I'm with you. No, I'm not giving you shit for it. Hell, it's our last episode. I don't have to. You know, you have done nothing but fucking do a great job when it comes to making these parody videos. Like, you've been so on point. You know your lines. You acted your ass off in the fucking Big Trouble in Little China episode. Like, I was like impressed. If you were my type of guy, the manliness you put off when you were kicking my character's ass at the end, I was like, he is top energy all day, dude. I loved it. You're killing it. I'm just saying, I can tell you're feeling like a little.
Yeah, I'm a little loopy.
Yeah, but just kind of pep it up a little bit for the audience. That's all I ask for this last episode. That's it. That's it. Okay, so I actually, the reason I say all that is I want to take you down memory lane, and I kind of want you to be here for it, is Phil, again, I asked him, like, send in some of your favorite memories, and I always wondered, for 9 years, Phil, and this is totally on me more than you, obviously, I wondered for years, does he actually care about it as much? I don't mean it as shitty as that sounds. What I mean was, because you were always there. You always made time. You always busted your ass on the show, okay? Never was a question in my mind. But the question I always had was, does he think it's good? Does he think we're doing good? Because, like, you said earlier during Will's segment that you totally listen to the show. It's just select episodes sometimes. And I get that. Like I listen to it because I'm obsessed with it. Will was being a little fucking cunty, to be honest, and he can be that way sometimes, but I think he was doing it jokingly when he said that the reason he and I listen back to stuff we've done is because we're very professional and you're unprofessional. He was taking a dig at you. He was joking, but let's be honest, sometimes his tone, not my favorite. Will, I love you to pieces. You're literally one of the closest people in my life. Love you to pieces. But everybody's in the fucking hopper on this episode, okay? It's the last episode. Love you to death, but you were wrong about North Korea, by the way, and we should nuclear bomb all of them, okay? Okay, I'm kidding. But it was so fun talking to him. And Hondro.
It was fun talking to like all the guests, especially Alejandro.
Well, Hondro, I wanted to kind of throw him out real quick. He said the other day, he was like, I think I've done like 5 or 6 things for your show. And I was like, dude, I think you've done like 12. So Alejandro has always been the artist for our show because, well, Alejandro's so fucking talented. So if you look at the thumbnail for the YouTube, and I think pretty much all of our stuff is the woman screaming, right? The Slasher Movie Podcast Now check?
Oh, she wasn't screaming. She was doing that like...
I just shit my back out. But one of my favorite memories is when we were doing PMS with a Vengeance, and Alejandro was like, I went to him and I was like, hey, we need a T-shirt, right? Hey, you're on camera for this, and you're doing this. There you go. Thank you. He said, I went to him and I was like, we need a T-shirt. And he made a T-shirt that I think you actually wore out in public because you're so fucking ballsy.
Yeah.
Yeah. You remember what the T-shirt said?
It was, do you even PMS, bro?
So it was called PMS because Philip and Michael show, right? So we called it PMS for short, which is also Philip's initials, Philip Morris Shadburn. So we thought it'd be like a funny joke. Alejandro makes this shirt that's on black T-shirt white font, do you even PMS, bro, with like this spattering of blood. And he makes it, and it's a perfect shirt. It's exactly what I asked for, right? It's what me and Philip
the
wanted.
spattering of blood also looks like the state of Georgia.
Does it?
Yes.
Shut the fuck
Look
up.
it
Are
up.
you serious?
I'm serious.
That's awesome. That's well, Hunter's good like that. He makes shit that's layered, but he made that. So
I
anyway,
remember we sold shirts of that to like maybe to some people, yeah. And I remember like, are y'all like wearing that out? And they're like, yeah. I was like, okay.
no. Philip this is one of the things I'll always love about you, dude, is like you'll fucking wear a shirt that says whores
I'll test
all
the
over
shirt
it.
out.
Yeah, you will fucking take that into public. Whereas I'm so like socially anxious, like, no, I'm not gonna do that. No, I'm good. But so one of Phil's favorite memories from the action movie version of the show was the Over the Top episode, and I was curious if you could talk on that for a minute because. Over the Top, a movie from the mid to late 1980s, Sly Stallone, where he's a truck driver working class guy, but his ex-wife she's married into wealth. She's actually just wealthy. And their son they have, who Sly has rarely, if ever, seen, is a rich prep school kid. And for some reason, he's got to drive him across the United States, and to win the right to ownership, what would you call it, custody of his kid, he has to win a series of arm wrestling tournaments.
Yeah.
I never saw this until we did the podcast, and I was like, Philip was like, can we do Over the Top? And I was like, that sounds like shit. We're going to do it, but I'm going to make fun of it. And then what happened, Phil?
You loved it.
I fucking loved it.
The aspect of these, like the son and father thing.
Yeah.
It also had that like song from the guy who did Caddyshack.
Oh, god damn it. Oh my god.
He did Danger Zone.
Yeah, I know. Kenny Loggins.
Kenny Loggins, yeah, it was that Meet Me Halfway song. Meet me halfway. I think that was also a canon film too.
So me and Philip do this show, and most of the time we talk about movies both of us have seen, and most of the times, because what the fuck, we're fucking selfish, we talk about movies we love. This one I had never seen, and it sounded like shit. The fucking poster for it looked like shit with the big fucking...
Oh, the poster looks so stupid.
So fucking stupid. And I was like, this is gonna suck. But to Philip, I can be a fucking douchebag. I looked Philip in the face. Hey, open your fucking eyeballs. You're literally doing this. This is the last episode ever, man. You dressed up nice. Then keep your fucking eyeballs open. That's all I ask. I love you, dude. We have way more shit, way better shit we're doing. Look, you're doing it now. The last episode.
I know, man.
Okay. I'm not trying to read you the riot act, but I want to know I'm talking to one of my bestest friends ever about something we did for a fucking decade.
Yes, an era.
You are hammered.
I'm doing okay.
I know, I'm just saying. Hey, can you do me a favor?
Yeah.
You have a Mac desktop, right?
Yeah.
Tilt it all the way forward so that it's pointing up above you. Stand up and do the rest of the episode and smoke cigarettes. Just do it. If anything, you'll just be more awake and it'll be funny. And I'll do it too. I'll do it with you. Hold on. There we go. I'm standing up. Where'd he go? This, ladies and gentlemen, think of this like a big fucking like a big party. That's what we're doing. Like, I'm not mad at Phil. Fucking, I'm drinking too. Like, we're both having fun. It's just it's just funny to me. I just wanted him to be a bit more with me on it. And he's doing it. Like, he's with me. Obviously, I don't want him to feel like I'm giving him bullshit for it. It's just, to make sure. I just want, Philip and I, this is like a very precious thing for both of us, Phil, are you dead, man?
I'm not dead. I just want to sit down.
All right, sit down. Sit down. All right, you big dork. Look at him. Philip's so fucking funny. I'm going to tell you guys a quick story about Philip. And Philip, you can listen in. Because this is the last episode. I know that I've given Philip shit before. I know I've talked shit. I know I've been a ball buster, all that kind of stuff. But in 2020 and 2021, during the pandemic, I lost my business. I had no money. I was fucked up. I was going through a mini nervous breakdown, maybe even a series of them. It was really bad, okay? There were even times where I was like, maybe I should go somewhere because of how bad this is. Hey, Phil, why don't you wake up for a sec? I want to tell you something. This is a compliment, you fucking douchebag. Come on, wake up. What the fuck? Well, here's what you're doing. I'm like, hey, man, I was going through some stuff, and here's what you're doing. You look like you're on fentanyl. Are you on fentanyl? Can I have some? Okay.
No, sorry.
I know, I'm kidding. But I was going through a bunch of shit, and I was in a really bad place emotionally, so I was like even taking it out on people who I love more than anything in the world. Me and my best friend, brother, the third brother, my mom calls him, the third son, Alejandro, we weren't even on good terms. It was really bad. But you know who was always there for me, even when I was being a little bitch, and he was like, hey, man, you want to fucking do the podcast? Let's do it. It was Philip. Love you to pieces for that, okay? I love you too. And this is a celebration episode, so the reason Phil's kind of fucking toasted is I'm toasted too. It's just I chugged a 5-hour before we started. Okay, so I am just as fucking not driving right now as Phil is, to put it nicely. But to get back to the over the top episode, man, if you have a father-son relationship in a movie, even if that movie's not great, I'm gonna love it.
Yeah, it's kind of like that with what's that De Niro movie?
Oh, Bronx Tale?
Bronx Tale, yeah.
Yeah, because, like, we've talked about this. Like, I'm not a big fan of a Bronx Tale, but when De Niro is talking to the shitty idiot kid from fucking from the season 2 of The Sopranos, when he's talking to him, I'm like, fuck, dude, it means the world. And I've asked my female friends the past year about this. It's like, do father-son stuff, is it father-daughter for you? But I made the mistake of being like, so like father-son movie plots, like, A Field of Dreams and all that kind of stuff. That fucks with me. I love it. It means the world to me. Does it do that with you guys when it's mother-daughter movies? And they were like, well, no, fucking mommy's, daddy's little girl, all that kind of stuff. Father-daughter shit hits them just as hard, But, yeah, Over the Top, I loved that episode. And I was glad you brought up that memory because I forgot. I looked at you and you were like, he's going to shit on this movie. And I was like, Phil, and I told you, remember back in the day, I wouldn't tell you my opinion until we started recording. Remember that? You'd be like, so what'd you think? And I'd be like, I'm not telling you until we're 5 minutes in.
Yeah.
You'd get like frustrated about it. And the second we started, I was like,
I also love though when we can agree. It's like when we did In the Mouth of Madness.
Oh,
he sucks.
And we just spent 2 months doing nothing but love letter after love letter to John Carpenter. But I'm sorry, man. As much as you and I both love John Carpenter, to the Carpenter heads out there, you have got to be honest with yourselves.
That movie
In
sucks.
the Mouth of Madness is, what did we call it? In the South Mouth of Sadness, because it is just a depressed piece of shit movie. That movie sucks, man. So look, let's lightning round this. So after we did the action movie show, we took a big long break for another 6 months. You and I were kind of on the outs at the time. I forget why. I think we had just done so much podcasting together and we weren't getting along for whatever reason. You were going through life stuff. I was going through life stuff. And
It was like a job.
yeah, it became a job, and you and I just weren't hanging out, which is kind of where we are right now, which is why I'm excited to just kind of put this chapter to bed so that we can hang out. And when we are working, it's just one long weekend, and then we have an amazing short film parody, you know? But
Exactly.
so it's like 2019 rather, and Philip and I just aren't hanging out much. He moves, I move, we're in different locations, all that kind of stuff. And then the pandemic happens. Fauci!
It's the Fauci ouchie.
It's the Fauci, it's the original, it's the OG Fauci ouchie. God damn it. Oh my God, what the fuck? And then we were like, we should podcast again. And then what did we say? We were like, you know what? I'm done talking about action movies. This always happens with you and me. We pick a subject. We do this with theme months. We pick a theme and we do it too long. We picked action movies, and we did a year of action movie podcasts. We were like, I'm fucking done with this. Hey, let's podcast again. This time, slasher movies. So I asked Philip, what's one of your favorite moments from the show's history? And he said the very first episode of our redubbed podcast, same show, new name, Who Dis, right? And it was Friday the 13th was the very first episode of slasher movie podcast. Now, but Phil, listen up, because you get to hear Philip and I arguing, as we often do, and then it turns into a sketch. Here it is. Hold on, let me try something.
Yeah.
Hold on.
I think I keep
Hold
changing.
on. I'm trying to pull up some music.
Okay, sorry, I didn't know. You should tell me things besides just hissing at me like a fucking snake.
I did not hiss at you.
You did, basically.
No.
I mean, basically. Like,
that's me hissing at you.
it's like slapping a kid's wrist for no reason until you explained, oh, I was trying to. Yeah.
I'm sorry, baby.
All right, thank you.
I think now more than ever,
Okay.
you should apologize to me, too, for making me think about the shitty thing I just
Doesn't
did.
work that way. That's not how life works out. You can't,
Chrysanthemum!
Sometimes you gotta apologize.
Chrysanthemum, I'm sorry. It's just the car broke down and I'm extremely upset.
Well,
We were trying to go to Tyler's parents' house because his parents are out of town in Key West for a month and he's got a kegger on the back porch.
Well, let's just go up this road and...
Okay, but I'm sure we're not going to find two hunky, beautiful men like we had waiting for us at Tyler's house. You were going to talk to that burn victim you find so cute.
I love Fred.
And you know I'm trying to talk to Charles, his buddy Chucky. And oh my God, look. Is that a cabin? This is so cute.
Wow, cabin. Let's go see if anybody lives there. Maybe they can help us with our car.
Okay, sure. You're right, Chrysanthemum. And you know what, Chrysanthemum, real quick? I do want to say, I'm so sorry for the way that I talked to you back there when I was hissing.
It was just a moment you had. It's okay.
Okay, sort of to
Stop
tango.
bringing it up.
Okay, that's, oh my, oh, who is that hunky, shadowy person?
He must work out.
He must. Oh my God, he's wearing one of those, I think he might be one of those Wayne Gretzky hot ski players.
Wow. Her hockey players make a lot of money.
Yeah, let's go.
And are missing teeth.
Let's go blow him.
Let's do it.
Oh my God, he's coming forward with us. And Man, what a great fucking show.
What? And that was our first slasher movie podcast now episode.
Yeah, most of them started with a sketch, and a lot of times it was these two characters. Philip and I want to actually do drag one day for one of the parodies and do it again. Is our two characters Chrysanthemum and Barfany?
Oh yeah, it'll take the stage.
It'll take the stage. Hey, literally fight how you're feeling right now. We're in the last fucking 30 minutes.
Okay.
Fight how you're feeling. Wake the fuck up right now. I'm not kidding. We're not going to fucking do any redos here. Do you want to end 9 years of podcasting by you being like tired and not talking like you did the first 5?
No, I don't want to do that.
I know you don't. I don't want to fucking... God damn it. Why do you press me? Why do you... Hey, you also impress me.
Well, that's good.
That's good. I just want you to be funny old Phil like you always are. God damn, dude. Okay, so we did the slasher movie podcast, and that fucking took off. That got a bunch of fucking listens and stuff like that. And, you know, we, just like Philip and I always do, we started getting, for the first time ever, thousands of listeners a month, right? Or per episode, rather. And we did, weekly episodes of the podcast. And then what did we do, Phil, the second we started really hitting our stride? Are you there?
This is a slasher.
Okay. So the second we started getting a lot of views on Slasher Movie Podcast Now, we stopped doing Slasher Movie Podcast Now.
Okay, so we started doing movie podcast now.
No. We took fucking... You were fucking golden earlier today. I actually am mad at you. This is the last fucking episode ever, and you're pulling this horse shit. We fucking bounced, stopped doing as many episodes as we used to do. We stopped doing the show entirely for 6-7 months, and then we started doing the Philip and Michael show again, but this time it was segments.
It was on... Yeah.
Oh, it was horseshit.
Yeah.
It fucking sucked dick, dude. It was bad. I'm not even going to play you a segment.
That was a bad era.
Such a bad era. And then we started doing the actual show, that people know now on YouTube. We started doing that at the beginning of this year. I think, not even, a little later than that. It was like March or April. We started doing the video component for the podcast, hitting our crescendo for the biography. As we say goodbye to the audio version, I want to read a poem, a present I gift to you post-Christmas, pre-New Year's as of this recording, though I think this will be coming out in the new year. A poem by Patrizia Cavalli. Don't worry, it's a short one. Here it is. Just like just like both of our penises, one after the other. We're all going to hell in a while. But meanwhile, summer's over. So come on now, to the couch. The couch. The couch. Well, Phil, I'm sick of sitting on the couch, podcasting. I mean, the past year was a big goddamn change in our lives. Phil got married. He's having a baby. I got a real job for the first time in, well, let's just say forever. And I'm doing good in my personal life. We started making fucking parody films.
Which are all amazing.
They really are. I mean, look, the Christine one's a little bit of a weak, it's the weakest link, right? Having said that, even that's pretty fucking good. Compared to podcast episodes we did where it was just like, I don't know, Phil was sitting there kind of half in and half out. I don't want a podcast for this long. Even though it's the last one ever, you bitch.
Oh, come on, Mike.
Look, 2023 was a fucking banger of a year. Barbenheimer, Oppenheimer. Armyheimer. Right? It was a big year for motion picture cinema movies, bro. And even more so for our show. Again, we went visual, movie parodies. People actually like them. And to be honest with you, they weren't really listening to the audio podcast anymore anyways. So here we are. It's just a 6'1", hot as fuck gay guy and me talking about the end. Right? But every end has a beginning. Sure, the podcast is ending, though the feed, again, will stay up in perpetuity. But a new era has begun. Movie Podcast Now Plus is available on YouTube and Patreon. Again, YouTube link is in the description below, as well as the Patreon. $3 a month on the Patreon, and you get tons of bonus content. I'm feeling wistful. I'm feeling kind of sad. You know, it's bittersweet doing all this. I guess to, you know, this was a lot of fun.
Yes. What song do you want to end on?
We're trying to put this on Patreon, and we are, on YouTube, and we already have a copyright strike, I guarantee you, for the Night Flight Orchestra song, even though we literally have a go-ahead from the singer. It can't be an actual song. We'll be copyright struck. They won't let us do it.
Okay. Jesus.
But we can sing a song. In fact, I know the final song we're going to end on. Give me 2 seconds. Talk to the audience literally right now while I go get my instrument.
Okay. So we're going to end on a song. Michael left. I'm thinking he's grabbing his guitar. I think it'll be a fun ending song. And I think we'll do it. Do it real well. Okay, we got Michael back.
Keep talking.
I am. Michael brought some guitar. Michael brought it.
All right, here we go. Hello. I got my guitar here, even though it's mostly blended into the hot topic behind me.
Yes.
Let me try and set this up impromptu. Keep talking.
Okay, sorry. Here we go. I hope it's not closing time.
It's not closing time, but to make this better, I will get rid of my background. There we go.
Now we're in reality.
Back to reality. Here we go. God damn it. Okay. So, we got to have a song to end on. Bye. No, I'm just kidding. Here we go. Keep talking.
Oh, he's putting his capo up there. Trying to find the right thing.
It's not a capo.
Oh, you just tuning his guitar.
Wait. Happy trails to you. I don't know how to do that. How about this? Hello, I've waited here for you. Everlong.
Long, okay.
Okay, you try playing something better.
I'll try.
No, but I do want to say that even though Philip clearly doesn't give a fuck about this show, I actually did.
Hey.
Well, you're just sitting there like, look at the video. You'll be able to see it. You're like this.
Okay. I care about the show. You can't say I don't.
Maybe. I don't know. You're definitely not bringing the energy that we needed for this.
I'm sorry.
First hour and a half you were, though, and I appreciate that. But we're sitting here partying. And I guess that's part of the problem, too. This show, I cannot tell you how much it meant to me all the years for the people who listened the whole time, or the people who dropped in and out, or the people who just found it, whenever. The people who listened to it early on didn't like the direction it took. I'm busting Philip's balls because I know he cared too, and he hates doing long episodes. He always has, and I get that. I like doing long episodes because I just talk nonstop anyways. Phil, this was a lot of fun to do with you over the years.
Yes, 9 years, almost 10. Like I said, it's an end of an era, and like we talked about, I loved when we would choose a movie that you either have not seen or didn't care about, and then you were like, oh wow, I love this movie.
Yeah, that was always exciting. Where it's just like, I remember one of the best examples we always had was you and me did as a joke, we did Mystic Pizza. We were like, this is gonna suck. Philip went to his place to watch it. I went to my place. We broke. Went to our different corners of the room and we watched Mystic Pizza. This corny rom-com kind of like lost summer type movie from the late 80s. With like Lily Taylor and fucking obviously a young Julia Roberts. And we watched it and we got back and we started doing the episode. And, we went into it intending to shit all over Mystic Pizza. If you haven't even seen it, if you haven't even heard of it, it makes sense. But we both came back and we were like, I actually like this. This is a very sweet movie.
Oh, yeah. Very good movie. But, yeah, I like the journey that we took where, I liked my certain movies. You like your certain movies. And then we would put in the oh, we actually like these movies.
Yeah, and it kind of made, look, like when you and I first started hanging out again, because we stopped hanging out when we were kids and we grew apart, and then we started hanging out again. There was it was hard for you and me to find the same language together. And then we started doing this fucking show and talking about these movies and going through them and arguing about them or totally agreeing. Didn't matter. And it wound up with, you and I now will always know these movies. And we'll know all the jokes and that, shared language,
Oh, yeah.
And I really appreciate that. And I appreciate, Alejandro having his part in the show. There were times where it's he's not a podcast guy, So it's even though he's not a podcast guy, he was kind of like the third fucking, co-owner of the show in a weird way. Or at least,
yeah, he's always been third mic.
Yeah, and he's committed so much of his time to helping us make really cool art. And I've always loved that about him. And with Will, Will just, like all of our guests, most of the time it's just you and me, but then Will drop in for a little while and be like, hey, here's a movie I suggest. Dale and Tucker and Dale versus Evil. And we were joking about it with him, but it's fine, but when I think about the episode, I don't think about the movie because I didn't like Tucker and Dale versus Evil. Having said that, I did like the three of us sitting there and just talking shit at my old apartment back in Buckhead.
Yeah.
The times.
Yeah, and we had a disagreement about the movie.
Yeah.
All three of us.
Yeah, and that was exciting. I just, over 9 years, it went from We didn't know who the fuck we were and what we were going to do. We were late 20s, just like, oh my God, Arrested Development type feelings about life. Just like, what the fuck am I going to be? To where, like, you're soon to be dad. And I got to be a director again. And I've got a career. You've got a career. And, like, times get busy. So it's like, yeah, it's hard to do the podcast. Look, it's hard to make the parody films too, but that's once a month, maybe twice a month. We can show up, shoot some cool shit, or at least try to shoot some cool shit, see what happens. It's my favorite thing on the planet anyways. It's what I do for a living, is I'm a video producer. And your acting's getting better, and like you're starting to learn how to be able to help me more on set. Like, there's a lot of cool shit we got going on. So the show's not, our partnership on this is not done, though the show may be.
Like just the audio. Everything else with like the video and everything else. I mean, we did such a great job of working together to pull this shit off.
Yeah, there were times where it was really dicey, like if we were going to be able to pull off the shit we pulled off. Like here, I'm going to play one more commercial.
Okay, I'm going to go pee and listen.
Okay, here it is. Pee and listen.
Hey, doggy, I am so sleepy and am a truck driver behind the wheel. That is dangerous. Oh, Lord! Mister, are you alive? Ah, yes. Well, you've just hit me with your vehicle, but thank God I'm alive, though gushing blood and in need of a tourniquet. But let me take this opportunity to sell to you Uncle Fuckle's Chuckle Cuckle Buckles. Oh, what's that? It's a teeny tiny little pill, and you drop it in water. It turns into a gelatinous substance that you can rub on the underside of your penis. You won't sleep for days. I want some. Give me some now. Okay, here you go. I am losing a lot of blood. I will wander into the wilderness and die like the animal I am. And you continue to be awake and deliver America's fine goods. That sounds good to me, mister. Uncle Fuckle's Chuckle Cuckle Buckles, you're the best. They certainly are. Uncle Fuckle's Chuckle Cuckle Buckles. Available at stores.
Oh, God damn it. All that shit was fun.
Available at stores.
Available at store. I know, just like which store, like, but no, like, yeah, dude, this was always a blast. Look, don't get me wrong. There were times where it was like, this sucks. I don't fucking want to do this, but more than anything, I just had a blast. It was fun.
Same here. It's like, yeah, we had like our like shit eras, but we still fucking soldiered on.
And we made a lot of jokes, and we had a lot of fun. And, yeah, I don't know how to end this, but I guess the way to end it would be to say thank you for all the times that you guys listen to us, you watched us, for all the people who are watching us right now on YouTube. Don't worry, you're going to still get the parodies. The fucking show goes on, and it's going to get only better in the new year. But, yeah, I just want to thank everybody for that because, it was interesting to see people like the stuff. I mean, I remember getting emails from there was a guy who was like a fucking, like a biostatistician in fucking Minneapolis or something. Sent us an email. He was like, I listen to Slasher Movie Podcast now every fucking week. I love your show. Like, that was so cool.
When you get those kind of emails, it's like, that's fucking heartwarming, if you know what I mean.
I do, yeah, man. That warmed the cockles of my heart. So I hope you stay with us for our new journey in YouTube and in Patreon. But when it comes to the RSS feed, the podcast feed, the audio only feed, whatever app you're listening to us on, the Apple Podcast app, Spotify, fucking whatever. Thanks. But this is it. This is the end.
Yeah, this is the last audio ever from us.
So I'm going to find something here for us to play on the way out. I feel emotional about it, you know?
Yeah, it's the end of an era.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. For sure.
This is us saying it's done.
This is the end.
This is the end.
My
friend.
my shitty friends. Yeah, no, I'm kidding. You were
There
lovely
you
friends.
go.
We loved you. Let's see. This was something that wasn't in the intro, so we're going to end on it. It's Philip and Michael Talk Movies, the theme song that we had made by that one guy. Philip and Michael Talk Movies.
Yes.
Yeah. So we're going to end on that. But just imagine he's saying Philip and Michael make movies. They don't talk movies anymore. It's over. So here it is.
Philip and Michael talk movies, the best and the worst that we've seen. So listen in as we review these with factoids from beyond the scenes. We've got action films from the 80s, slasher and horror films too, comedy straight from the 90s, some old and some are new. Philip and Michael talk movies.
I'll see you guys on YouTube.
See you guys.
What was that?
Love you.
Hold on, what was that?
Oh. Anytime the song ends, I always say the yeah kind of thing to it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Loved it so much I had to add to it.
Yeah, man. That was a great song. It was a great run. But we're not doing it anymore. And yeah, love you guys to pieces. So try and click on those links. Subscribe to us on YouTube. I think you'll really enjoy it. We got some cool shit going on.
Yeah, like guys, we're still here, but in another format.
See you around.
See you around, guys. Love you so much.
Get better, Gilda.
Get better, Gilda.
Remember that?
That's what, yeah, I remember that.
That's what we said to end Philip Goes to Hollywood. Get better, Gilda.
Yeah, that's yes. Get better, Gilda.
Yeah. See you around. Hey, you know what? Hold on. It's always hard to say goodbye. How about this? We're gonna end.
Yes.
We're gonna end. Literally, we're not gonna say another word. I'm just gonna play the Philip Goes to Hollywood theme song on the way out. See you guys around.
Love you guys.
It's the Philip and Michael show with him, Michael, and him, Philip. Hey guys, welcome to the show. And now our hosts, Michael and Philip. And here's our hosts, Michael and Philip.
We got weird back then, dude.
Oh yeah, we got like super fucking weird. We're like doing air weird.
Philip and Michael, Philip and Michael, and Michael, Philip and Michael, Philip and Michael, Philip and Michael, Philip, 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 Philip.
And here's our hosts, Michael and Philip. Michael and Philip, Michael and Philip, Michael and Philip, and Philip, Michael and Philip, Michael and Philip, and Philip.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Recording stopped.